Aristotle, one of the most influential philosophers in history, was born in 384 BCE in Stagira, a small town in northern Greece. He studied under Plato at the Academy in Athens, and later became a teacher himself. His contributions to philosophy, science, ethics, and politics have shaped Western thought for centuries. Among his many ideas, one of the most enduring is his concept of happiness, or eudaimonia, which he argued is the highest good that humans can achieve. Aristotle believed that every action and choice we make aims at some good, but there is one ultimate good that stands above all others: happiness. However, Aristotle's idea of happiness is not the fleeting pleasure or emotional high we often think of today. Instead, he saw happiness as a state of flourishing, living in accordance with reason and fulfilling one's potential. It's not just about feeling good, but about being good, developing virtues and living a life of moral excellence. Let's explore this idea through the story of a man named Michael living in our contemporary world. Michael was a successful businessman. He had everything society said he should want: a high-paying job, a big house, a nice car, and a social life filled with networking events and dinner parties. Yet, despite all his achievements, Michael felt an emptiness inside. He was constantly chasing the next promotion, the next big deal, or the next material possession, but none of it brought him lasting happiness. One day, Michael came across a book about Aristotle's philosophy. Intrigued, he began reading about Aristotle's idea that happiness is the highest good. The more he read, the more he realized that his understanding of happiness had been shallow. He had been confusing happiness with pleasure and success, but Aristotle was talking about something much deeper, something that resonated with the emptiness Michael had been feeling. Aristotle taught that true happiness comes from living a life of virtue. This means cultivating qualities like courage, temperance, justice, and wisdom. According to Aristotle, happiness is not something that can be achieved overnight or through external means. It is the result of a lifetime of good habits, thoughtful actions, and a commitment to living in harmony with one's true nature. Michael began to reflect on his life. He realized that while he had been successful by society's standards, he had neglected the development of his own character. He had been so focused on external achievements that he had ignored the importance of internal growth. He was living a life driven by the pursuit of pleasure and status, not by the pursuit of virtue. Inspired by Aristotle's teachings, Michael decided to make some changes. He started by simplifying his life, cutting back on the unnecessary luxuries that had once seemed so important. He began spending more time with his family and friends, not out of obligation, but out of a genuine desire to connect with them on a deeper level. He also started volunteering at a local charity, something he had always wanted to do but never found the time for. Most importantly, Michael began to focus on cultivating virtues in his daily life. He practiced patience, honesty, and kindness, not because it would benefit his career, but because it made him a better person. He started making decisions based on what was right, rather than what was profitable. Over time, he noticed a change within himself. The emptiness he had felt began to fade, replaced by a sense of contentment and fulfillment. Michael's journey wasn't easy. There were times when he was tempted to revert to his old ways, to chase after the quick pleasures and the superficial rewards. But he reminded himself of Aristotle's words and stayed committed to his new path. He realized that true happiness is not about avoiding difficulties or indulging in pleasures, but about finding meaning and purpose in life through virtuous living. In today's world, where success is often measured by wealth, power, and status, Aristotle's philosophy offers a timeless reminder that these things alone cannot bring true happiness. The pursuit of material success, while not inherently wrong, should not come at the expense of our moral and ethical development. Happiness, as Aristotle defined it, is about fulfilling our potential as human beings, which requires us to cultivate virtues and live in accordance with our true nature. Michael's story shows us that Aristotle's teachings are as relevant today as they were over 2,000 years ago. In a society that often prioritizes external success over internal growth, it's easy to lose sight of what really matters. But by embracing the idea that happiness is the highest good, we can begin to focus on what truly brings fulfillment in life. In the end, Michael discovered that happiness is not something that can be found in wealth or success, but in the way we live our lives.